I'm going to call this meeting to order. And we have the minutes of August 1st and August 15th to approve.
So I will move we approve the minutes from August 1st.
Right, we have to do a split
Yeah,
vote, okay.
and I'll
So,
second that, I was
for
thinking.
August 1st.
Yeah.
All right, so those who were here for August 1st, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll
Right.
abstain.
Okay, now.
I would move that we approve minutes from our August 15th select board meeting.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor who were there?
Aye.
Aye.
And I will abstain.
I understand.
All right, there, we're up to date on our minutes. So we have, oh, you know what? I've got to add, let's just back up the camera. I have to add, we have a request for reimbursement to the Agency of Transportation for a grant that I'd like to add under our road foreman's report. And this is getting money that we've already approved twice. I think we can do that. And we have an amendment to the grand list from the listers that we're going to have to approve. And we can do that under new business. I think we have room there. And with that, we'll go back to the regularly scheduled program, which is, we're at the warrants, 5 and 5P.
So I'll move that we approve warrants 5 and 5P.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? Under warrants 5, the grand total is $966,863.77. And of that, 900,000 is going to the school. And the balance is going to allocations that were approved during town meetings. So the money going to the different social services, the Farmland Protection Fund, Conservation Commission, the Rec Board, all of those that were voted. The money going to the Brattleboro Development Corporation,
CDCC, Sevets.
and in addition, we have $6,500 going towards the repairs of the covered bridge. Our monthly rescue bill and gravel and crushed stone. So, any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, now we can move on to visitors and public comments. And Bill Holliday, you're up first.
Okay. I'm at your pleasure, actually. I have a list of things here that I can talk about, or I can answer your questions as to why at this time I have come to last night, one of the two elected deliberative bodies in the town, and tonight to the second, to name the baseball field. Your agenda here, I would say, is a little bit incorrect. It says name the school playing fields. There are actually multiple fields. There's a soccer field there. There's a Little League-sized baseball field, which was built in consequence with the building of the large baseball field, which is a regulation 90-foot base, 60-foot 6-inch pitching distance field. And it's actually the large baseball field that we're trying to name only. In the future, who knows, maybe someone will become a soccer icon in that field at the Dummerston complex, might want another name or whatever. We're wanting to name it Claude Goin Field because, do you want to ask questions? You want me
No,
to-
why don't you
You want me to?
continue?
Okay. Well, Claude and I have bookend kids. My eldest son, elder son, I only have two, it's better English. And my younger son are on either side of his son. And as typical parents at the time, we were interested in youth sports here in town. And Dummerston had a field with 75-foot bases, and I don't know what the pitching mound was, but it wasn't suitable for youth, and it was not suitable for when kids move to a larger field. So, when, as a consequence of whatever happened, the agreement with John Williams and Frenchie Nadeau, who grew corn forever, you probably remember, up to the old smaller field was taken away and the school was going to use that property. Claude and I said, let's make a baseball field. So the two of us went over, plotted it, looked at it and said, where's the best place to put home plate? And we think we picked it. And we built the field ourselves, really. Claude got the equipment, whatever, it didn't cost anybody anything. I don't know, he was kind of a miracle worker that way. And as my kids left, I faded into the sunset, but he stayed with it. And he's maintained it largely by himself, not entirely, particularly in recent years, for 25 years at virtually no expense to the town or to the school. And he continues to do that, although he's been ill, seriously, was in hospital for quite a long period of time. Came home this spring, I went to his house to see him, and in conversation, all of a sudden the field came up. And he became very emotional, and tears started to flow down. The field, who's going to look after the field? You know, he said. He was nervous because he's looked after, it's a beautiful field. It's a fine field in Windham County, let alone the town of Dummerston. So it's to that end. He's done other things too. When I was at the school board meeting last night, I pointed to a bunch of things that hang from the ceiling in the gym. He personally put in a batting cage, retractable, so it's out of the way, or it could be used for just baseball practice. So Dummerston would get a jump on all the other schools. Sorry about that. That they play in their league, and Dummerston for many years lost little or no baseball games as a consequence of that. So most people who are affiliated with the field and use the field today already refer to it unofficially as Claude Going Field. Personally, I call him the mayor of Dummerston because of all he's done. Yeah, obviously, we don't have a mayor, so I would like to see it be Mayor's Field, but we're advocating for Claude Going Field. The intention is to have an event down there. Zeke had suggested, which made great sense, that the select board could hold a meeting at the school. I thought the earliest, but you can set the date, would be the 26th of this month. And somebody from the select board, September, yes. Sorry, yes.
We're not
August.
quite.
Not quite. Yeah.
Don't rush it.
Right, yeah. Or another date, but that would be fine. And there could be a ceremony at which a select board member might speak, or more than one. School board member, I would do the MC unless you have somebody you prefer. That's fine with me. And the men's league that uses the field now is very, very indebted to Claude. And they have largely now, in his illness, taken over the management of the field. And the cost to the select board, as it is to the school board, is $0.00.
So I have a quick follow-up question.
Yeah.
Will there be some sort of plaque or actual physical naming on the field?
Yes.
Okay.
I have already tentatively ordered a boulder,
Oh, okay, great.
which will go behind home plate, behind the fence. It'll be just large enough so people can't move it, but not so large as to move them. And we intend to put a plaque on it identifying the field, and also to get him a plaque for his home.
Great. And who's covering the bill for that, out of curiosity? Who's it?
Not the select board,
Okay. So
and
it's
not
private
the school
donations.
board, yes.
Yeah, got it.
So, Bill, what's the actual ask of the select board?
That you authorize the naming of the athletic baseball field at the Dummerston School, Claude Going Field.
Okay, as the school board has already,
The school board voted last night unanimously in support of that.
okay, so we,
And so is it just sort of a formality, or do we have some sort of, does the select board
I
have
think, I think the school
jurisdiction
board
or?
has actual, this would be a symbolic
Yeah.
sign of support.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
just wanting to say
Good,
that the
okay, I
town of
just wanted to be
Dummerston,
clear.
through its
Yes.
deliberative elected
Right,
bodies,
is
Mhm.
has donated, or has named this field.
in
to
Yes.
them.
Got it.
unanimity,
I
yeah.
see,
So,
that makes sense.
Well, I think it's great you're doing that, Bill. I mean, I had kids that played baseball for him, and fortunately enough, I helped him for a couple of years down there, and I can attest that he took a lot of pride in that field, so.
To the point
It's a
of
nice
being a
field.
bit of a bear, when somebody would pick up a rake and not do it the correct way.
Well,
Yeah.
the one year we didn't have a team, and I was just down there with the middle school kids, just so they could keep playing. He would still come down quite regularly to, keep an eye on the field and make sure we were taking care of it. So, but yeah, he did a lot for a lot of the kids that came through Dummerston School who played ball down there. So yeah, I think what you're doing is a fantastic idea.
Well, that's the difference between a guy like him and a guy like me. I left when my kids left. He did not leave when his one child left. He stayed with it for virtually, not quite, but 25 years.
So I had Bill for 7th grade, then he abandoned us when we went into 8th grade, so we had to get new teachers. But
Or for the record, you drove me out. You got me.
that could be that.
You
too.
got me.
That could be that there too.
That's funny. That was 1984.
Well, I'll just-
George Orwell.
Yeah. So I'll make a motion that we approve the naming, or we approve our support for the naming of the baseball field at the Dummerston School, the Claude Goen Field. Is that accurate?
Yeah, perfect.
okay, any discussion?
I second it.
Yeah. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Thank you, thank you,
Yeah, and thank you.
thank you.
yeah, thank you, Bill, for doing this.
All right. I'll leave you alone.
Well, there's an extra seat there.
Yeah, yeah, we've got an exciting,
I used to sit somewhere here. I used to sit over here next to Zeke, the table was the other way.
okay.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Bill.
Appreciate it.
Well, our town clerk, Laurie Frechette, is next on our agenda. Would you like to come up?
It's a tough act to follow.
This is pretty good.
Laurie, I'm going to do just fine.
So I'm here to ask for the select board's approval to place a tiny library on the wall of the front porch of the town office. Yes. It's been donated. This is at the request of the library trustees. We were looking for a place to place it, and we figured that would be a good place. It doesn't need to be plowed, it'll be sheltered, and people can just stop by anytime they want to. This is a picture of it.
Mhm. About the size of a purple Martin box, I'd say.
Right. And we won't be using the pole because we're hopefully going to have it mounted right to the wall.
Okay.
And David Patrickwood built it
Mhm.
and donated it to the library.
It looks like a handsome
He does.
little library.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think it'll be a great addition.
Yeah.
And so how will this work?
The librarian will stock the shelves full of books to begin with. The adult books will be on the top shelf and the children's books will be on the bottom shelf.
Now, just so there's a rumor going around that we can just put down now, that there are other adult books that are going to be under the counter and people will come in and ask. That is entirely
That
untrue.
is entirely untrue.
Entirely.
Yes, it's a vicious rumor.
False, what do they call it, false news? Is that-
Fake news.
Fake news.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Dog licenses, yes. but-
Right.
Okay. All the books will be out here.
Yes, they will.
Okay. And can people take a book?
They can just take a book with them. There's no checking a book out. You can bring it back if you'd like to, or pass it along to someone else.
And if you have a book or two at home you'd like other people to
Mhm.
read, you can bring that to share
Yes.
with other people. And if you have maybe the back of a small pickup truck.
Then you need to take those to the library in West Dummerston for their book
Okay.
sale.
All right. Because there's a lot of room on that porch.
Firewood.
Okay. All right, well, that takes care of my questions. But any other questions for Laurie?
No, I think it's great.
I think it's great too. I was just saying, we got one at the end of Old Coach Road. And I think it's just a great way to get people walking more and out in
Right.
the neighborhood and
Yeah.
talking to each other about what they've read, so I fully support it.
And we've been assured that this needs no zoning permit.
That's correct.
Have that officially.
It's not considered a structure.
That we, well, it would be if we put it out on the
Right.
lawn, I guess.
Yeah.
But that it's going to be on the porch or
Right.
golden.
Mhm.
So,
So I'll make a motion that we approve the placing of a tiny library on the porch of the town office.
I'll second that.
okay, any discussion? All, no? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Thank you very much.
thank you
Thank you,
very
Laurie.
much for
You're welcome.
doing this.
Thanks.
Thank you to the library for setting this up.
Excuse me.
Oh, let's see, do we, oh, okay, so next on our list of public, have a,
Public announcement.
that you're going to, someone wrote a letter.
So I have an email from Sam Farwell, who couldn't be here this evening, but wanted to pass along some information. So I'm going to read his email. He says, could you please pass this information along to the select board tonight, as I cannot be there and it is time sensitive. So this comes from Sam Farwell. I'm attending a meeting with neighboring towns and hosted by the Windham Regional Commission tonight about village wastewater issues and solutions. An initial meeting last month was well attended and many towns shared similar concerns. The Windham Regional Commission sees a potential for towns to work together to share costs on feasibility studies. If there's enough support for it, the Windham Regional Commission will assist towns in submitting a consortium municipal planning grant to pay for these studies. Since West Dummerston is starting its own wastewater pilot study this month, it seemed that Dummerston would be an ideal member town. I hope that the select board would agree and support the application if it happens. I've attached the municipal resolution that would need to be passed and signed at your next meeting if this is the case. And so I have that planning grant here, which we can look at. On another note, Sam also wanted to let us know that the West Dummerston Wastewater Pilot Study Kickoff Meeting is scheduled for September 26th at 6:30 at the community center. And it's open to all interested residents, not just those participating. He hasn't announced this to the participants yet, so some people may be surprised to hear it here at the select board first.
But this is where people go to get
I know.
all the
Right, it'll
news.
just train people.
Yeah, yeah.
This is where they hear things first.
Well, the only thing I'd say is that's also the date Bill just threw out for the dedication.
Mhm. Right, so we'll have some juggling to do maybe.
Right, or there might be people who'd like to go to both, which might be difficult. So time it correctly.
Okay, any other comments? So we can look at this and add it to our next agenda.
Mhm.
Okay, do you, how much do you know about this? Just what you've read? or-
Just what I
Okay.
read, just what I read.
Right.
And in terms of the date, the 26th of September, so this meeting is set. I remember Bill saying that this was really at the pleasure of the select
Right,
board
okay.
when it happens. So
Yeah.
that's good that you bring that up.
Yeah.
But we might want to suggest another date for the
Right,
vote going.
because it sounds like
field.
this one needs to be in the village.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we have no other public comments. We could move on to our road foreman's report. We have our esteemed road foreman, Lee Johnson, here. And I get nervous when I see a big pile of papers.
Yeah, no, that's just the top page.
Okay.
So are we all set on the grant to sign that?
Okay, yes, let's deal with this right now. We have the request for reimbursement. This is, let's see, the town paid $800 and towards an $8,000 grant that, and that was to pay for the engineering study for a structure on Stickney Brook Road.
Yes.
And so you applied for a grant and got it. We approved it a couple of times.
Yeah.
And so this is the final step. We signed this, we put a stamp on it, and we,
Because we actually had to pay the 8,000 out, and now we're gonna get reimbursed the 7,200.
Great.
so,
And to get the reimbursement, we have to have this filled out.
Well, I'll move we approve the request for reimbursement for the grant.
I'll second that.
okay, any discussion?
So, Lee, so this one is, the engineering study's done. This is what we awarded to Evans, but weren't able to do because we didn't get the follow-on grant to
Exactly.
do it, correct?
Right.
So we're gonna apply, this engineering study is gonna remain
Yep.
good.
Yep.
And we're gonna try to knock out this grant, I guess, next availability for.
Right, in May, we'll reapply.
Okay.
And the way we put it out to bid was Evans will still have the bid, if they
Right, yeah.
still would like the bid.
Yep.
They realize that we might not be awarded the grant, so.
Okay.
But if they feel that the costs have gone up or
Then
something
we'll
like
have
that,
to talk
then
about it.
we'll have to rebid and open it up again.
Right, right.
But
We'll see if it's
the engineering studies
done.
is done, and
Yep.
so whoever does the work does that.
Okay.
Is there a timeline for how long this study is valid?
I think there might be on the hydraulic study, it might be like 5 or 10 years,
Okay.
but it's not,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Water does wear away stone, but at a
Takes a while.
slow pace, so.
Good, so do we all need to sign this, or does it just need a
No,
one
we-
signature?
All of us sign it, but we've got a motion and a second, and is there any more discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, now we'll all sign it. Okay,
So hopefully that will take care of that grant until we get the money back, but, the 2018 grant and aid, we're still waiting for a couple bills. We need all the bills before we can actually apply for reimbursement. So there has been, it's taken a little while. The Better Roads grant for Bunker Road, that's also complete, and just waiting on a couple bills for that also. That turned out really well, I think. It's gonna eliminate the washing, and that's what we're trying.
Eliminate the what?
Washing of the ditch lines.
Mhm.
It's just putting work wrap in and driveway culverts and road culvert.
and so that will be the same where we get reimbursed for
Yes.
what we spent.
Yep.
Minus 10%.
Well, yeah, this is actually all in kind.
Okay,
So it's gonna be pretty much everything we spent on the grants. We have been working on cleaning all the culverts. And that will probably take another couple weeks, 3 weeks to complete them all.
you remember my septic line goes.
Yeah, that piece of pipe still there, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
All right, good. Lie awake at night.
Right.
worrying about it.
Go mark the road, do not touch. And then, we've been doing some grading, not a lot.
How's the new grader?
Nice. Yeah, it's working well. It is, doesn't have as much power, but, it makes up for it with the all-wheel drive and be able to just grade going up hills better, and, I think it's working well.
I've seen it in action.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
that.
Yep. Yeah, it's nice and quiet, and that's what I like. Still doing some mowing. And then we are also still making those concrete headers for the culverts. We've set the forms up twice and poured twice, and we'll be pouring again this week or beginning of next to get those taken care of. That's all I have.
And your crew, how are things going?
Yeah, I think it's going. A lot of vacations and stuff like that, but yeah, it's going. Yep, Tyler's working out good.
Is he?
Yep.
Does he have his CDL?
No, I think he's scheduled for September 20th.
For the test,
Yeah. For the
Driver's test.
driving, yeah, so he has his permit.
but he had.
And he's been driving with Ron, riding with him
Good.
for like a couple days a week, and then he's had a couple of his Ted came in and rode around with him one weekend day and a couple things like that.
Right, I must have seen that and I was wondering, geez, what are they doing on a Saturday?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, they're just out practicing. Yeah, it's working good. But it will be a relief when he gets it
Yeah.
for me and him. So, yes.
Okay. Any other questions for Lee?
All right.
Okay. Yep. Okay, we've got correspondence for information. Is there anything there that you'd like to discuss?
Is anyone attending any of these VLCT events?
I think my dance card is full.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just curious about
Yeah,
it.
it's tough when things are in Burlington too.
Yeah, a lot of them are up north.
So, let's see.
The Rescue Inc. meeting, 9/13.
Okay, that's.
I've gone to those a couple times and really appreciated them.
Mhm. So that,
I can look at my calendar.
Okay.
Might want to go to that.
It's a Thursday, we have a select board meeting on the 12th.
Yeah. I'll try to go to that.
okay. Great.
And the questionnaire, do we just need one of us to fill that out, or is that what?
I think so. I'm trying to recall what that one was about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can do it if I
Okay.
have the information to
great.
do it accurately.
Okay.
No problem.
All right. Want to move on to discussion and direction?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a email from VLCT, just looking for feedback so they can just record what topics are of most interest to us, what workshops are of most interest to us, what we want them to be working on with the legislature, questions of that nature. Probably about a 10 or 15 minute fill in the dots, make choices. So anyone want to do that?
Wonder, is that something that we could, not that I want to extend any other meetings, but is that something we could have a work session, like after a meeting? I mean, would it be better to have more than one person kind of going over that if we're kind of like, what are we interested in the legislature? I mean, or what do we want workshops? I mean, we may have.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to think about it alone.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
would be
I
a
agree.
group conversation
Yeah.
for me.
Is there a deadline to complete the survey?
I think it's maybe another week or so.
Is it online or is it?
Yes, it's
Okay.
online.
No, it's on.
I wonder if, gee, I don't know if we're limited to just one survey.
Everyone can
Put
take it
everyone
if they
through.
want?
Yeah.
I would imagine you can do it individually,
Yeah.
because if you're
So-
signing in from different devices, it usually just won't let you do it more than once from the same account.
Yeah. So, you know, the other thing, I'd have to go look and see when the deadline was. I don't think.
Did you send it to us? 'Cause
I
can
think
check.
it went to everybody.
Okay, let me check. I probably have it here.
So, I don't know if we have time. I don't know if we have another 2 weeks. It might be less than that. It might be the end of the month or
Okay.
something like that.
So this is the one that Rachel's gonna do.
Ah.
So this is
Yeah,
the
that's the
paper
one
one
we
out.
did, yeah.
So the other one's
Let me
also.
see if there's a
So
deadline.
that's not the, I thought that was the VLCT one when I first
September 14th.
That's the different one.
That's
Yeah.
the BDCC one.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see,
that's
this
That's
is
why I
7.
thought that was going on earlier. That's why I thought we could, this paper, we could just sit together and do it.
Right.
If it's not, then.
I don't see that survey. I'm not sure if I have it.
Okay, want to,
But I'll take that one.
send it around
Okay.
so everyone is sure they have it, and then
I can check their website too.
we could fill it out individually.
Okay.
Well, I think what Hugh and I were just saying is that we probably do better with a conversation about it than thinking on our own, brainstorming on our own, wasn't that?
Yeah, I think
the
that's
point?
what I thought. If we had a printout of the questions, we could just kind of sit there and go, well, we all think this, and then one person. I mean, initially when I brought that up, I thought that was it on paper,
Yeah.
so we would just fill it out together. If it's online, we probably need to get a printed copy of it, and then either one or two or three, whoever can get together should kind of think through it, and one person could then go online. And if only, I'm just wondering if only the town can only submit one survey. And I think it would be,
Yeah.
the fact it's online just makes it kind of difficult, you know?
Well, I don't think it makes it difficult. It just, for me, it's just, I'd be happy to enter it online.
Yeah.
You know, if we talk together and take little notes and
Right.
then I would fill it out, I'd be fine filling it out, but I'm not gonna be able to think about.
Right.
It's in conversation that I'll come up with ideas.
Sure.
Bouncing things off of each other, if this is important to us.
I think it's important that they get feedback from us. If we're not going to meet again before their deadline, that's my only, somehow in the back of my mind, I don't think it's beyond September.
Well, it's not.
It's strange, I can't even find it on their website. There's nothing on their calendar about it or.
Maybe if we, I know it will be conversation and but if you send it around and we could each look at the questions, could we not then just provide feedback to one person who then could choose, you know, how
Sure.
they could get that
Let's do
information?
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Let's-
but again, that's not a group conversation.
No, it's not, but I don't think
I might not come up with any ideas.
if it's due to, and I think the 12th is going to be a long meeting, so I don't
Yeah.
really want to have anything
Okay,
on the 12th.
let's
Okay.
do that. I'll forward it to everyone tonight. In the body of the email, it says when the deadline is, and so
Okay.
check that, and then you know how much time you have.
Well, you can say in the email when you want responses by or something like that. I
Okay,
mean, yeah.
sure. Okay, that's what I'll do when I get home. All right,
Thank you, Zeke.
you're welcome.
I think you just got to volunteer to do this.
I'm fine with that. We'll get the feedback and,
This goes with
The road
Yep.
reimbursement.
okay, so now, under new business, we have the listers have an amendment to 2018 grand list. And this is for the West Dummerston Volunteer Fire Department, and apparently when the listers and anyone is free to correct me on this, but when the listers revalued the news station, they checked off a wrong box or something. The result was that the fire department was going to get a tax bill when they shouldn't. And so this corrects the mistake that the listers made in filling out the forms they needed for this re-evaluation. That's my best understanding of that. And since there's no one else in the room,
It's our only
saying
understanding.
that Laurie didn't.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the lister's request to redo the fire department's on the grand list.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, and this requires all our signatures again. We're really getting a workout tonight.
Yeah.
Makes us feel really important.
Yeah. Let's see. Under unfinished business, we still have the Windham County Humane Society contract, but we're continuing to work with them on a regular basis with our old contract. And the fee for that contract is the same as this new fiscal year. So eventually we'll get that. And just for upcoming agendas, I was thinking sometime this fall, it'd be nice if we got the sheriff or some representatives from the sheriff's department to come in and just have a chat and see what his
Great.
budget looks like for the coming year, because you know, children go back to school, the geese fly, where are they flying? South. And all select board members' thoughts turn to the budget coming up. So we start to get some of that lined up, that'd be good.
And I mean, I'll get in touch with you in 20, I think that, I guess we'll talk about the 26th, but the thing is if we are gonna try to, it sounds like the school board's already, as far as the logistics of the field dedication, there seems to be like, there's a lot of people, there's another board already kind of going to that, right?
Exactly.
So how much we want to try to move that because of the village meeting. I mean, I guess I would just say, stick with our regular agenda. We should have a meeting at the school and then do the field dedication on the 26th. Every time we try to move something, there's going to be some unintended consequence. So I would say then either the 12th or after the 26th of this year would be my suggestion.
Yeah, yeah, I'm thinking October-ish
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, and I think he'll have a better idea of what his budget's going to be then.
So just to clarify, Sam's announcement didn't require that we be there.
No, no.
Okay.
Oh, no, but he did say that at our next meeting, we would need to approve this.
Right.
So, you know, we may need to request more information from him if we have questions. He's gonna come to that
Right,
meeting.
okay.
So this will be on our agenda.
It'll be on the
Got it.
agenda.
It will.
Can you make sure, Maria, that it's on our agenda?
For
Yeah,
the 12th.
yeah, great.
Okay. Oh, well, let's see, I was going to adjourn, but we have some other business to discuss.
Yeah, so I will do my best to read this right. So I'm going to move that we go into an executive session as provided in Vermont Statute, Title I, Chapter 5, Subchapter 2, 313, and it's going to be Subdivision 2, to discuss a potential real estate issue.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
And we will not be making a decision.
No.
Okay. And Would we like to invite Lee Chamberlain to?
Yes.
All right.